Oh my God, we just hit the jackpot. Check this out. After hours and hours of searching, finally found a log that has what I need. Let's go get some termites. All right guys, we're here at our local park and this is where we're gonna be looking for some termites. Now you're probably wondering, why termites? Well, termites are full of protein. They're one of the highest protein sources of food that you can offer your birds. The African species love them, the melbas, the petilias, the twin spots. These are all birds that are very hard to breed. And one of the best ways of breeding them is by offering them this type of live food. Now you're probably wondering, what is it that I'm gonna need in order to go out there and hunt these termites? Well, it's simple. A bucket and something like this, a hammer. That's all you need, something that has a sharp edge where you can go ahead and find some old rotted wood and crack it. But pro tip, be very careful walking in the woods alone with a bucket, a hammer, and maybe a shovel. You will get the cops called on you. You look like you're trying to bury someone. This right here is what we're looking for. Old pieces of wood that are just like this. They look like they're in an environment where it's kind of moist, soggy, and that's what the termites like. They like this stuff like that. This old dried wood that kind of peels out very easily and breaks. This is where the termites are usually at. Be careful where you put your hands. Remember that you're in the woods. There could be a snake, there could be a spider, anything venomous that could bite you, slobber on you, eat you, whatever. Just be careful where you put your hands. Poke around with a stick first.
Just gonna poke it with a stick.
Here we found something a little bit different. These are also a great source of protein for the birds. They're ant eggs. The only problem is they're much harder to collect without getting stung. So far, no termites yet. Been looking and looking, trying to see if I can find some, but I don't know if it's because we have a little cold front coming, and usually when that happens, it's a little bit harder to find. That's one of the reasons too why I want to find these termites, so that I can offer it to the birds for the next 3 or 4 days while we have this cold front come through. I have to cover the aviary as soon as we get back to the house because the temperatures are going to be going into the high 40s, low 50s, and this is something that really affects the birds. Finally, after searching and searching for a couple of hours, jackpot. We got some termites here. We got a problem. Although this thing is littered with termites, it's just a stump and I can't get it out. Usually what we want to look for is something like this, for example, a piece of wood that we're able to grab very easy and crack in half. And that right there is what we're after. Now, we didn't get too much from that piece of wood, but there's quite a few in here. Hopefully we can find another 2 or 3 pieces of wood that have a couple more, and we'll be able to collect enough for the next couple of days. Man, I'm out of breath. I haven't exercised in a long time. So finally, after searching for a couple of hours, I think I may have hit the jackpot. There's some termites in here. Oh my God, we just hit the jackpot. Check this out. After hours and hours of searching, finally found a log that has what I need. I think we got enough. We got a full bucket. We know where the log is. We can come back and get some later. Next time I'm gonna take the car. Let's go feed the birds.
If you stuck around this far, then you get to enjoy the best part of the video, which is watching the birds enjoy their termites. Now, I've been collecting termites for the better half of the last decade, And over the years, what I have learned is that there is no better source of live food for birds than termites. This is what they would naturally find or look for in the wild in order to not only get in breeding condition, but successfully raise their chicks. Whether it's African species, Australian species, Asian species, it doesn't matter. They all go or gravitate towards the same insect, termites. Now, there are a variety of other live foods that you can offer, like, for example, mealworms, fruit flies, bloodworms, and so on. And these can be easier to find because they are sold commercially online, unlike termites, where you have to go out into the woods and manually find them yourself. So it is something that is not as easily accessible, and there may be times where you don't find them, but the rewards that you will get farther exceeds the amount of stress or trouble that you're going to go through trying to find them. Trust me, I see this scenario time and time again. For example, you have a pair of red-cheeked cordon bleus or any other type of African species, and many of these require some form of live food. You may get them to build a nest, you may get them to lay eggs and incubate, but then once the chicks hatch, they end up tossing those chicks. This could be so frustrating. Usually, this is because you didn't offer them a source of live food. The birds know that they may not have the adequate protein to get these chicks all the way to the point where they're weaned, so they end up abandoning or tossing. All of this can be avoided if you offer live foods, and by far the best one is termites. These can have anywhere between 38 to 65% protein, and they are filled with fatty acids and amino acids that these birds need not only to get into condition, but to feed the chicks and have them develop correctly throughout the different stages of life.
All right, guys, well, this is going to be the end of the video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Hopefully you've learned how to go out, have some fun while searching for termites, especially if you have African species of finches. There is no better source of live food. I literally went out for a couple hours and I filled this entire container. This is full to the top with termites, and that is more than enough to get me through the next week, making sure that these birds have the proper nutrition to continue breeding during these next couple of cold days. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover this aviary completely so that they're not affected by the cold weather that's coming. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Happy termite hunting for all of you that are going to go out there and try this. Just, again, be careful. Watch where you put your hands. Don't get stung by anything. Don't get bitten by anything. Have fun. We'll see each other in the next video. Bye.